Hello sports fans, welcome to another edition of Ed's Sports Channel. At the conclusion of the last show, I had mentioned that for this show I would be discussing ESPN's Max Kellerman's comments about both the Detroit Pistons as well as the Detroit Lions. In this segment, I'm going to cover his comments about the Detroit Lions, and then in the second and final segment, I will get into depth as to what he said about the Detroit Pistons, and particularly the championship team of 2004 and the era pretty much surrounding that involved the Pistons players of that time. As you know, the draft is a few weeks away, and it's been much talked about, which is understandable, especially since there isn't that much going on sports-wise. Max Kellerman seems to be under the impression that the Lions ought to take Tua Tagovailoa, and I'm probably mispronouncing his last name terribly, and please forgive me for that. But nobody said the Lions were going to take a quarterback. And secondly, why would they take a quarterback when they have Matt Stafford? And secondly, they just signed Chase Daniels not that long ago to a 3-year contract. If they were going to sign Chase Daniels, if they were going to take Tua, they would not have signed a quarterback. So based on that, I don't believe that they had any inclination to take him. They don't need another quarterback because Matt Stafford is sufficient to fulfill whatever needs they're going to need, at least for this season and probably for seasons to come, I would imagine. I see no reason why that wouldn't be in their plans, regardless of what happens with their coaching situation at the end of this year. But getting back to what Max Kellerman said, He's been pushing for the Lions to trade Matt Stafford to the Patriots, and he keeps acting like that somehow he's available. Well, nowhere have I heard from Bob Quinn especially, or anybody within the local media or the Detroit Lions that Matt Stafford's available. And secondly, why the heck would the Lions trade Matt Stafford? And thirdly, if they were going to trade him, why would they trade him to the Patriots? It just doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense why Max Kellerman is insistent upon this. And I'm saying this because he has said this on at least 3 occasions. And I don't know why he has it in his head that that's the case. But you know what, Max? I mean, if you'd like to discuss this in more detail, I welcome you to come on Ed's Sports Channel and we can discuss it in as great a depth as you'd like. And we can discuss it all day as far as I'm concerned. However, I'm going to stand behind this. I don't believe the Lions are going to trade Matt Stafford. I don't believe on draft day, which starts on April 23rd with the first round selections, I don't believe they're going to take Tua. I don't think they've looked at that. I think if anything, they've looked at other players, and I don't want to jinx it by mentioning my thoughts on this, but when we get to draft day, I will mention it after the Lions have made their selection. But I have a certain idea in mind for the first round of what I think they're going to do, for sure. And drafting Tua was never a part of that plan, as far as I'm concerned. They don't need him. They have much greater needs than that, for sure. I'm hoping with this that Max Kellerman will stop the trade Matt Stafford to the Patriots talk. I don't think that was ever going to happen. I don't think it will happen, at least not in 2020. And he just needs to quit with that stuff because it's ridiculous. In the next segment, I'm going to be discussing Max Kellerman's comments about the 2004 and surrounding era Pistons teams. Stay tuned on Ed's Sports Channel.